Hello gamers and genders, and welcome back to the opera. I am finally back after a couple of busy months, and the next little series of paintings is going to focus on the Sailor Moon girls, and basically just redesigning them as Pokemon trainers. Yeah, groundbreaking, I know. But I feel like it's one of those trends that never really gets old. And before we begin, I do just want to say up front that because of the editing style that I used here, I do have to give you a bit of a flashing lights warning for pretty much the rest of the video. I tried my best to edit around it, but you may want to lower your brightness for this one. Okay, let's get into it. Yeah, so I would just like to apologize for all the flashing that I've got going on. I've got these blue bars on the top of the screen to hopefully try to mitigate some of that, but you can kind of see in the top right corner, like how bad it was, like in that reflection of the cup right there, how bad all of the flashing was going to be if I didn't edit it and put this like silly blue bar where it is. And it was to the point that my normal like overhead angle footage was totally unusable. So basically, the reason why I'm putting this here is that the more videos that I do, the more painting that I do, I'm realizing that I spend a lot of time with the painting process, and I don't necessarily want to, like, sacrifice that, but, like, these paintings are getting, like, longer to do. Like, the total footage for this one took probably about 4.5 hours, and it's not really sustainable for me to do like the chopping up into a million little clips and editing them together kind of editing for these videos. So I was trying to see what I could do about just like speeding up the raw footage. And that meant for this one that I had to go about 15x speed for most of it, and parts of it even 30x for painting the background because it was just a whole lot of nothing. I didn't really care about whatever. But that meant that I didn't have that editing style in mind when I started this process, and so I didn't think to turn off my rainbow LED strip, and so it's just flashing like crazy. Like if I was to take the blue bar away, it would just be going absolutely nuts right now. And I didn't want to do that to you all, and I didn't want to look at it while I was editing. And yeah, so I'm just gonna deal with that edit for now, but I do have it in mind for when I'm doing future paintings in this little series. But yeah, so I guess I can talk about the actual painting now. So I did also want to prove to you all that I don't just draw Pokemon, I do also draw people standing next to Pokemon. No, but really, like, I do actually really enjoy fashion design. It's something that I've been interested in for, like, pretty much my whole life. I've been telling myself, honestly, for almost 20 years that I want to learn how to sew my own clothes. I still haven't done it, but maybe I will someday. It is, like, a genuine interest and passion of mine. I just, I don't know, one of those things that I never really got around to doing, but it is still, like a nice creative outlet for me to, just, like, design and, like, draw clothes and stuff. And, Sailor Moon is, like, one of those, like, very happy, marriages of my, interests for me in that way, because like all of the girls have like very different fashion styles, and it's like very easy to see like very you know, distinct patterns that come out for each of them. And so like for most of these that I'm gonna do in this little series, they're either based on an outfit from the show or they're like basically one-to-one. But it was, I feel like, very easy to design for each of them. Okay, so, and then just like a tiny mistake right here. I didn't realize that that black that I used on Clefable's eyes, I will talk about the Pokemon too. The black that I used for Clefable's eyes, I did not realize was not a totally staining color, and so it just kind of smudged in with that shell pink, so that's really cool. But yeah, so basically, what I wanted to do for each of these, I didn't want to design like a whole team of six Pokemon for each of the girls, because that would be very crowded and very hard to do, and then my like gamer brain would turn on and be like, oh well, this is not like a very balanced team, I need to balance it out, I need to do type coverage, blah, blah. Like that would be very not fun for anyone. So I just want to do basically what I would consider like the partner Pokemon for each of these characters. And I put a ridiculous amount of thought for each of them, and I'm honestly quite proud of like what I thought of for each of the girls. And I'm probably going to refer to each of them as like their planet name, not like their like regular name, because depending on which dub you watched, you know them as a different name, and I don't want to be annoying and be like, oh well, Usagi did this, and I was like, man, shut up, like shut up. So for this one, I'm just going to call them Sailor Moon and Mini Moon. It's gonna be easier for the other planets because like no one else is called Jupiter, you know. But yeah, so like for Sailor Moon, I envision her as not a very like serious Pokemon trainer. She's probably the kind of person who like got into it because it was popular, but she didn't really like take the battling seriously or like take really take anything seriously. She just like thought it was like a fun, cool thing that was going on, and she wanted to be included. And so she basically just like caught the first cute thing that she saw, and she trained it up real good. And it's you know, a cute, silly thing that it was like Clefable is found in Mount Moon, and it evolves with the Moonstone. And so I thought that like was a nice, cute little match for her. And like, I think it matches her personality that she would just like get a cute thing and like not really take it much more seriously than that. She's like, this is my one little guy. I'm very proud of it. And that's it. That's all I need. And I do think that it's also quite cute that like Clefable's like one of its, you know, signature things in battling is that it's a metronome user, and so it just like will win with the power of chaos and randomness, which feels very fitting for Sailor Moon, I feel like. And then for Mini Moon, I wanted it to be, I didn't want it to be like a super obvious one for any of them. And so I decided to go for Muna, which is funny because it's also like named after the moon. But also it like the floating aspect of it kind of reminds me of her little like Luna P that she had in the beginning of like her appearance. And so I wanted them to both be like cute and pink, but like not too matchy, not super obvious. And yeah, as far as the outfits, I don't think that Sailor Moon has anything quite like this in the show, but I do think it's something that she would wear. She does like that that sort of silhouette for her skirt, and she does like to layer on top. And I honestly thought about giving each of them like little bags to carry stuff in, because that's a very Pokemon trainer thing to do. And then I designed all of this one, just like putting the pins on it and like thinking about what kind of bag each character would wear. And I kind of had like a little bit of a moment of panic, a moment of dread, thinking like I have to design different bags for every single character. And I didn't want to do that. So I kind of only designed one for Sailor Moon. But just like imagine in your heart and mind that I did that for all of them, but I did not want to execute because that was going to be a lot more work on my part. I'm not a handbag person. I enjoy many aspects of fashion. I think that shoes are very fun. I think it's fun to like layer, lots of things you can do with like hair or accessories or things like that, but I cannot make myself care about handbags. My actual real life bag that I use looks very similar to this one. And like, that's why it was so easy for me to draw this. I was like, oh sure, this works for Sailor Moon. I don't have to think that much about it. Just like add some cute little pins and add a cat silhouette to it. And that, there it is. Like, it's basically like something she would actually have, I think. And then so something else that I did for Mini Moon, this is basically very similar to an outfit that she actually has in the show. And something that I like to do to imitate denim texture, which I did a little while ago, is put down a non-granulating color first, and then, well, blue obviously, and then put a granulating color on top of it to like imitate that sort of denim texture, you know what I mean? And I believe the one that I used for this one was Cobalt Blue Deep by Winsor & Newton. And then this color that I'm using on the bag right here for the cat silhouette, I'm pretty sure that is Roman Schmal Shadow Violet. This, I believe, was the first painting that I did after setting up my new Roman Schmal palette that I got a bunch of silly fun colors for that I hadn't really used before. Like the shoes and the jacket are the lavender color. The skirt is quinacridone gold hue, which is a super interesting version of quinacridone gold. I think it's it gives it a new dimension because it has PR 101 in the mix, as opposed to the normal like PO 48. And yeah, that's I wanted them to look like they belong together, but not be super matchy. And I feel like I was able to achieve that. The way that they both have like stripes in the shirt, but they also have like a vaguely primary color palette for their outfits. Mini Moon's is a little bit more obvious here, but even Sailor Moon has like a blue, red, yellow adjacent thing going on. And then yeah, for the background, I just went 30x speed because it's not that important to me. Like, it's all going down as the same blue. It's not that complicated, but it lasts forever. And honestly, I'm pretty sure this was the blue gouache that I meant to put in the. You could see the Pikachu painting that I did last time. This is the blue that I meant to put instead of that more greenish turquoise, and I didn't, but it's here now, so that's cool. I think it's kind of funny the way that, like, they're both primary colors, basically, in their outfits, but you can kind of tell a little bit about each of their personalities still, in my opinion, because like Sailor Moon doesn't really want to grow up. She wants to be like cute and young forever. But because Mini Moon is like forced to deal with all of these people who are older than her and like still like fight crime and stuff with basically like her mom and her mom's friends, she's still like very young and cute, but she like kind of has to grow up in a way that she wasn't really like expecting to do. And so like I feel like the colors of her outfit are like a little bit more mature, but obviously like the silhouette is still very young and like age appropriate. And the focus does come back here in a little bit. It's just, give it a minute. But yeah, honestly, I really enjoyed this piece. I had a lot of fun with it. I wish that the footage was a little bit more workable from the overhead, because that's what I was like planning on doing. That's how I was like anticipating editing the video. And I feel like, I don't know, maybe it would have been a better end product, but maybe not. Who knows? But yeah, like I'm trying to enjoy the process more, and not let myself get so worked up about it, because like it's one of those things where like if you overthink it and then you just like put off creating something new for a really long time, and it just becomes a not fun process. But I wanted this to be fun. But yeah, so here is some of the final close-ups that we can finally see a better angle on. I went over the lines again because they ended up getting covered a lot, because there's quite a few opaque colors used here. But yeah, honestly, I'm quite happy with the end result, and I hope that I can fix up my process so that I can get even more of these out. So yeah, thank you so much for watching today. I hope you had a nice time, and I hope you have a colorful day.